Another fucking Republican debate. Can you contain all your excitement? Let's discuss. All right, kids. So we have another torture lecture that we all get to sit through. Oh my god. Vegas tonight, they're going to hold the umpteenth GOP debate, and I feel like at this point it is just a circus. We have not gotten any real answers from any candidate during any of these debates. I feel like nobody is looking forward to the future. All these Republican debates are exactly how debates were always shown on TV. This joke, this screaming match of candidates mudslinging, and it's kind of what you grew up hearing, like, that's the worst candidate. You know, like the candidate who goes for the mudslinging and trying to dig up the other person's past to show small indiscrepancies versus their lack of any vision or intellect into the future. I mean, it's really a dice game. When you watch stuff like this, all you're doing is watching a show. It's a bunch of puppets, actors, if you will, going up on a stage and trying to dance around the questions because they're not smart enough to know what they would do. They all will need a team of advisors, and right now they're surrounded by really unintellectual people. It's impressing me that at this stage of the game, I feel like myself and all of my friends could pretty much answer any question that the candidates who have been on stage have been given from the Republican side. That's not good. That doesn't make me feel good. I am not as informed as a presidential candidate should be, especially about global atrocities. Like all of these things involving the Syrian refugees, involving Russia striking ISIS, involving ISIS itself, involving the mass shootings in the country. I mean, we have so many problems. We're still sitting here fucking talking about abortion. And can I just put in a side note? We don't have to agree on abortion or not. I feel like it's there for a reason. A woman has every choice to decide what she is doing with her body. If you don't feel the same, I'm not going to argue with you. I've argued over that with too many stupid people. But I don't see how people think they get any say in what anybody else does with their body, is where I'm going to leave that. But we're sitting here discussing that like that's an issue. It's not an issue. You should have no say what anyone else does with their body, and nobody should have a say what you do with yours. We also have a problem with prisons in this country. We have so many things that we need to fix, and we're sitting here watching this fodder on TV like it's a joke, like it's the new American Idol, right? Like we're all going to call in and vote off the next Republican presidential candidate. That's how ridiculous this is. And mind you, the whole world is watching. You know, everybody, like people who live in sane countries, their elections last like a month, 2 months. I mean, it varies wherever you are, but we span this shit years. Like, it's entertainment for us, and it's ridiculous, and it's only getting worse with social media because now, you know, can you imagine if Bill Clinton had Monica Lewinsky on his lap in 2015? I mean, the world would blow up because we are so hypersensitive. We're so quick and ready to spread gossip. We're so willing to overlook facts just to get new information, to process new things, to spread new things. We don't even fact check. We're okay with GOP candidates getting on stage saying they visibly watched fake footage of Planned Parenthood using body parts or whatever, and then after hearing that it was absolutely doctored and that footage is not at all linked to Planned Parenthood, they still stand by that it has to do with them. Abortion shouldn't be federally funded, and Planned Parenthood should be debunked. People who think like that are psychotic. Planned Parenthood has proved that they use very little of the funds to go towards abortion. They've proved that they are needed for many other women's health issues, and yet no Republican candidate wants to talk about that. You have people, hosts of television shows, being like, you guys know the footage was doctored. You know that you're hyping people up, getting gun control fanatics crazy, telling them, you know, people still want abortions, and those are the people who are anti God. So many bad messages are being portrayed. This Trump scenario, I can't believe we're where we are. I feel like with Trump, I have a duality. I think he is an evil, evil man. I think he is hateful and bigoted and racist, and I think we are seeing just how many people who are just like Donald live in this country. And they're our neighbors, they're our friends, they're our family. That's scary. We need to have dialogue. Uh, I think Trump is a clown. I'm not scared of a man like Trump. I think he would cave in the White House. However, I don't even think he is going to go into the White House. And I don't think it's for lack of support. I think he's doing something. I think he's being a little maniacal, as you will. That gets me to my duality and why a little part of me appreciates Trump. Not likes, but appreciates him because he might be forcing the Republican Party to show their true colors, to show it nationwide, worldwide, and to show that they are racist, bigoted, hateful people who are trying to perpetuate such ill fated ideas and keep America down that maybe Trump is an undercover hero. And it pains me to say that with all of the awful things he has said. I'm really shocked he hasn't come for the gays yet. If he has, I haven't heard the comment. Please leave it below. But terribly shocked that he's put every other minority group down. This man is leaving no bones. Like, I don't know how he doesn't have people threatening his life. It's scary when you speak kitchen table talk to the nation. His kitchen table talk is really gross. But a part of me is wondering, is he doing this to get the Republicans to show what they're really about? To show what they're really doing? Is Donald Trump going to pull the rug out from under us all and say, kidding, I'm running for Democrat, or kidding, I'm going independent, or even kidding, I'm not running? Like, we don't know where this is going. We're still a year off. It's really interesting, however, it's also bleak, and it's really sad, and I want to, pay a little attention to the fact that this is real. This is what we're portraying as our country, and these are who we're portraying as the people who may lead it. And being one of the strongest nations in the world, I can only imagine what it's like for other countries to be watching this in fear of us getting a person that hateful and that fear-mongering behind the Oval Office. If that's our commander-in-chief, they must be terrified, because what would we do? I mean, when you put someone that scary in charge of a very powerful nation, look what it's done in the past. I mean, Kim Jong-il, Adolf Hitler, ring any bells? Like, bad things can happen, and America does have a lot of power globally. So I feel like being a part of that country, we need to figure out ways to disperse power, to feel equal. But also, it's scary when the outsiders think that Americans view stuff this way, and so many Americans don't. We're just as scared. We don't want a man like that in our Oval Office. He would terrify most people. He's incompetent. He never answers a question straight on. He'll always dance around it. He always talks about how he's really good at building up a business, or he's good with development, or he's good at closing deals, and he wants to make America great again. I'm sorry, but it's getting better. It's never been better than it is, because I think we're heading towards equality, towards the unveiling of the corruption, towards the people feeling at peace. So I actually feel that with the help of the internet, with the help of allies in other countries that are forcing politicians to show their real sides, I think that America is becoming a great nation. I think we have a dark past. I think our past has been whitewashed throughout many textbooks. And I think this campaign, along with the debate tonight, are the exact same thing. I think it's a way for old white people to whitewash our history, not talk about what's really happening, and really try to make one last effort to get another politician in that White House who can keep things down, who can keep us from uniting and becoming a strong humanity. I really think that's what the Republicans are trying to do. I think the Koch brothers are disgusting, and they're pissing their pants because they don't know how to deal with Trump. And for that, I'm excited because as much as you hate Trump, let me tell you, you would probably hate the Koch brothers a million times more. Knowing what they've done to all of us as a collective, you would hate them more. But on the flip, something really exciting is happening on the Democratic ticket, and it's Bernie Sanders, and he's blowing up. And already, I'm sure I have lost a viewer or 700 just to think that he's the right candidate, because I know there's so many people anti him, not thinking he could make it, not thinking he's young enough, not thinking he stands for their government because he sees himself as more of a socialist. Socialist is a good thing, let me mind you. It just gives the people the power of the government. You contribute through your economics. Socialism's a good thing. Don't be scared of it. They're doing to socialism what they did to communism back with the World War and with the 11th hour and the Cuban Missile Crisis and the JFK stuff and all of it. It's all the same. They're all trying to give out red herrings. Socialism isn't bad. Look into it. Any government can become bad. Any government can be good. They're all well structured and around great ideas, but all of them can be corrupt. So it just depends on who is in power, who's the leader of that government. That's what decides all of this. But I think that what Bernie is doing, giving power back to the people, giving the people a voice, and if you pay attention, no one in the media talks about Bernie. They like to pretend he's just not there. A lot of them who bring him up will say there's no way he could ever do it. But he's pulling in just as many voters as Hillary. The millennials are out to get Bernie Sanders in that White House. It is game on, and we're talking about him here. So just because you don't hear about him on fucking Fox News or MSNBC or CNN or whatever, just know that he is a very strong candidate. He is a candidate that stands up for you, no matter your minority, and he's a candidate that is going to succeed because he has the people's hearts. I really feel that. I think he is out there to do good. I don't think this is a paycheck to him. I think he is a strong leader, and we all need to start paying attention. So, as you watch the GOP debates tonight in Vegas, or if you don't, because I completely understand why you wouldn't, just know, watch it with the intent of seeing if it's a facade. Look for certain things. Are they just dancing around topics? What is Trump there to do? Is he going to bring the blustery, big-winded man who's going to make fun of and put down minorities or other candidates? Or is he going to bring more of a humbled, centered, thoughtful candidate running? We'll see where it goes. I don't know. These are all a joke to me at this point. These aren't candidates to be president. I feel like all of them should drop out. They're ridiculous. It's disgusting. I think Jeb Bush, Marco Rubio, and Ted Cruz are all gross. I cannot believe anybody sees them as a leader of any free nation. I think that's disgusting. They all stand for really horrible values, and that's plain and simple. If you do not take this leadership role with the view that everyone is equal, no matter their sexual orientation, their race, their creed, their religion, their gender, you don't deserve to have the White House. You are not fit to be an American president. You should not go down in our textbooks. And I don't feel like we have to be patriotic in the sense to back whoever we're given. I think the patriotic thing to do would be to say, no, we are not settling for who will be our president. We demand better. And we can do that as a people. That's our American right. So, going forward, pay attention to tonight. Leave comments below if you have any thoughts to contribute. And I look forward to hearing from you. Take care for the rest of the week, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good one.